Hello, dear students. This is Sarita Arora, your social science teacher. I welcome you all in virtual classes initiative started by Shas Namji Girls School, Sirsa. In the last session, we have started our third chapter of economics, money and credit, in which I have taught you about money as a medium of exchange, double coincidence, modern forms of money, deposits with banks, and check payments. Today, I will teach you about the working of banks and loan activities of banks. Now, what is the working of bank? The person who have surplus money, they go to the bank for depositing the money. They are called the depositors. And those who are in need of money, they go to bank for taking loans. They are called borrowers. Now, banks charge interest from the borrowers and they give interest to the depositors. Now, I will tell you, there is an interesting mechanism at work. Banks keep only a small proportion of the deposits as cash with themselves. For example, in these days in India, near about 15% of their deposits as cash they keep with them. Why they keep this? To pay the depositors who might come to withdraw money from the bank any day. So, if the depositor will come to withdraw the cash, the bank is able to manage or able to give them the cash. And banks use a major portion of the deposits, near about 85%, to extend loans. Because there is high demand of loans for various economic activities. The people who are in need of money, they go to the bank, they take loan. But the banks charge higher interest rate as they give to the depositors. To the depositors they give less rate of interest, and to the borrowers they take more. The difference between what is charged from the borrowers and what is paid to depositors is the main source of income. It is in this way they have take their income from in between the interest. Now I will tell you what are the terms of credit. The persons who go to take the credit, what are the terms? Terms means शर्तें. जब किसी ने लोन लेना है तो क्या शर्तें होती हैं? First one is money in rupees. कि how much money he want to take, how much rupees he want to take as loan. Second thing, interest rate. What will be the interest rate on that loan? Third one, duration of loan. For how much time that person will keep loan with himself, for 6 months, for 1 year or 2 years. Then fourth one is mode of repayment. How that person will repay the money or loan. Every month he want to give back some installment, or after 6 months, or after 1 year, like that. It is called mode of repayment. Then fifth one is collateral or security. What is this collateral? Collateral is an asset that the borrower owns, such as land, building, vehicle, livestock, or any deposit with bank. And that person use this as a guarantee to a lender until the loan is repaid. Why they keep collateral or security with them? Because if the borrower fails to repay the loan, the lender has the right to sell that collateral. For what? To take his payment back. So, what are coming in collateral? Properties such as land titles, deposit with banks, livestock, gold, or anything as other also. Now I will give you one example about a house loan. For this, I will give you one example about Megha. She has taken a loan of rupees 5 lakhs from the bank to purchase a house. The annual interest rate on that loan is 12% and the loan is to be repaid in 10 years in monthly installments. Then for documents, Megha had to submit to the bank documents showing her employment records and salary before the bank agreed to give her the loan. The bank retained as collateral, keep as collateral, the papers of the new house, which will be returned to Megha only when she repays the entire loan with interest. Now, interest rate, collateral, documentation requirement, and the mode of repayment together comprise what is called the terms of credit. And now these terms are not same with all person. It can be different substantially from one credit arrangement to another. This all depend on the nature of the lender and the borrower. Credit has sometimes different situations. Now I will give an example or explain you with an example of Slim. Slim is a person who manufactures shoes. He has received an order from a large trader of town for 3,000 pair of shoes to be delivered in a month time. To complete the production on time, Slim has to hire a few more workers for stitching and pasting work. So he has to purchase the raw material also. To meet all this expenditure, Slim obtained loans from two persons. First, he asks the leather supplier to supply leather now and promises to pay him later. Second, he takes some loan in cash from the large trader who has given him order, just like advance payment. At the end of the month, Slim is able to deliver the order. He has made all the 3,000 pair of shoes and then he make a good profit and he repay the money that he had borrowed. Now we have seen in this example that credit sometimes play a vital and positive role in this situation. Now I will give you second example. Swapna, a small farmer, grows groundnut on her 3 acres of land. She takes a loan from the moneylender to meet the expenditure of cultivation. She hopes that her harvest would help repay the loan. When he will harvest her crop, she will repay. But what happened? Midway the season, the crop is hit by pest and the crop fails. Though Sapna sprays her crops with expensive pesticides, but no matter, no difference. She is unable to repay the moneylender and the debt grows over the year into a large amount. Yani 1 year में it becomes a so big amount. Next year, Swapna takes a fresh loan for cultivation. She thinks that this year I will give loan of this year and last year amount also. But it is a normal crop this year also. So the earnings are not enough to cover the old loan. Now she is caught in debt and she has to sell a part of the land to pay off the debt. So what you understand by this example? Sometimes credit plays a negative role in this situation. In this way, people obtain loans from various sources. These sources are of two types, formal sector loans and informal sector loans. Formal sector loans are taken from banks, cooperative societies and cooperative banks. And the informal sectors are moneylenders, traders, employers, relatives, and friends. Now, I will show you graph 1, which will tell you that sources of credit for rural household in India in 2010. Mean rural household, rural people take from which sources more. Now see this graph 1. You can see the cooperative and commercial banks sources for 52% rural people take from these. Then government and other farmer sources near about 8%, and near about 18% professional and agriculture money lenders. About 5% people take from traders. About 6% they take loan from landlords. Near about 4% they take from relative and friends. 5% from some other sources, and 2% any other something. Now I will show you graph 2. It is about the loans taken by urban household. Now we will see this. You can see in first graph that near about 85% poor household, mean poor people, take from the formal sources, and near about 15% from formal sources. Then household with few assets, mean low middle class, they take 53% from the informal sector, and near about 47% from the formal sector. Now well-off households, mean near about high middle class people, they take 28% from informal sector and near about 72% from formal sector or sources. And the rich people, they take only 10% from informal sector and near about 90% from formal sector. Why it is this? You have now, I think, understood that more rich people, they take from formal sources and less from informal sources, and the rural people and poor people, they take more from informal sources and less from the formal sources. Why it is so? Because the interest rate of formal sources is less, but informal sources is more. Why it is this? Because the RBI, Reserve Bank of India, supervises the functioning of formal sources of loans. For example, RBI always checks the banks maintain a minimum cash balance out of the deposit they receive, mean near about 15%. It also monitors the banks in actually maintaining cash balance. Second thing, it also checks the banks give loans not just to profit-making businessmen and traders, but also to small cultivators, small-scale industries, to small borrowers, to poor people, etc. Side by side, it also checks that how much the banks lending to whom and at what interest rate. And in the informal sources, no organization is there which supervises the credit activities of lenders. Now the lenders in informal sources can lend at whatever interest rate they want, they choose. No one is there to stop them from using unfair means to get their money back. So, what we need? We have to expand formal sources. But one thing is there. What is? In formal sources, we have read banks, etc. They never give loan without collateral. We know that it is necessary that banks and cooperative increase their lending, particularly in the rural areas, so that the rural people's dependence on informal sources of credit reduces. Second thing, while farmer sector loans need to expand, it is also necessary that everyone receives these loans. Now, one thing again we remember here, banks do not give without collateral, and poor people don't have collateral or giving some money, giving something as guarantee to the or security to the banks. For this purpose, government has started SHGs. What is these SHGs? These are called self-help groups. But the idea to organize rural poor people, especially women, into small help groups so that they can pool or they can systemize their savings. For this, near about 15 or 20 members, usually belonging to one neighborhood, who meet and save regularly. What is their saving will be? Very less. Only 20 to 100 rupees. Depending on the ability of the people, how much they have to save. Now, same members who are the members of that SHG, they can take small loans from the group itself to meet their needs. The group charge interest on these loans very little, less than the money lender charges, and give loan to some other person. After a year or two, if the group is regular in savings, it becomes eligible for taking loan from the bank. Bank do not give loan to one person of that group. No. Loan is sanctioned in the name of the group, and it is meant to create self-employment opportunities for the member. Why they provide this loan? For releasing mortgage land, for meeting working capital needs, for example, buying seeds, fertilizers, raw material like bamboo and cloth, any other sewing machine, hand looms, cattle, etc. But one interesting thing is here, these savings and loan activities are taken by the group members. Who are they? These members are women. The group decide as regard the loans to be granted, the purpose, amount, interest to be charged, repayment schedule, etc. And no single person is responsible to repay that loan to the bank. No. It is the group which is responsible for the repayment of the loan. In any case, non-repayment of loan by any one member, it is taken seriously by the other members in the group. Because of this feature, banks are willing to lend to poor women when organizing SHGs, even though they have no collateral as such. So, the SHGs help borrowers to overcome the problem of lack of collateral. One benefit is more of this. What is that? When the meetings are there, they provide a platform to discuss on the variety of social issues such as health, nutrition, domestic violence, etc. These now Grameen banks are started at first in Bangladesh. It is a biggest success of that country. These are started in 1970 as a small project. But in these days, 81,000 villages have these Grameen banks. And near about 8.37 million borrowers are there. Almost all the borrowers are women and they belong to the poorest section of the society. These borrowers have proved that not only the poor women are reliable borrowers, but they can start and run a variety of small income generating activities successfully. Girls, today your homework is read the 3 examples on page 47 and 46. And written work, page 44. Let's work these out. Page 45, then page 47 and page 50. Let's work these out. You are to complete on your fair notebooks. So that is all for today. Thank you. Hope you have a great day.